Hello, stamping friends. This is Ginny from Celebrate the Journey. I hope you'll forgive me for changing the time today. We wanted to watch the Queen's funeral. It was lovely, wasn't it? It was so touching, and it's hard to imagine what it would be like to be there. And see everything that is going on. So now we can kind of concentrate on something else for the afternoon. So yesterday I participated in a blog hop, and it was new techniques or share a technique. And so I was kind of playing around and looking for something that I had never done before. And I had not done this, so I thought, oh, well, then we're going to have to try it. So this is, we're going to use Cottage Rose, which is a part of the Abigail Rose Suite, which is stunning. It's such pretty papers, pretty images, and even though, you know, it's another flower set, it's still one that I really like. It's kind of like an old-fashioned rose. And it's got some nice sentiments. So this is the card I made yesterday. And I heat embossed in black, white heat embossing powder on black cardstock. And then I used the die cut to cut it out. But I also colored it with watercolor pencils. So we're going to make another one today with different colors. You can see how just changing the color that we use will change the look of the card. So let's get started. Oh, the Cottage Rose has matching dies for it. And so that makes it nice and easy. You don't have to fussy cut anything. That's my way of stamping. I mean, I don't mind fussy cutting, but I like to spend my time on other things. So if you're here today, leave me a message or a thumbs up. I see Claudia's watching. Thanks, Claudia. And I will try to answer questions if you have questions or comments. It depends on if I pay attention enough to notice comments. So I used my embossing buddy on that. That kind of takes care of any static cling that might be on your cardstock. And we're gonna ink this Cottage Rose up with Versamark. And we'll give it a real good dose of Versamark. I think I'll even do over here. I'm going to try real hard today to stay on camera. I tend to kind of get closer and closer to my face and forget that you guys are watching. Now, I know you can't see that, but it's stamped on there. It's a little bit shiny. We're going to go ahead and do a leaf. We might need it. We'll do that over here. And then there's another little rose that we can put on the inside. I think that looks like it has ink on it, so I'm going to clean it off first. Just to be, yeah, it would get on my Versamark. Yeah, so now we'll ink this little baby rose up and put it over here. Now, let me get my tray out. If you don't own an embossing tray or the tools that go with this. It is in the catalog. For a long time we didn't carry it, but it came back this year. I think a lot of people were like, oh, I need these tools. Oh, I'm glad, Anne. We can show you a new technique. It was new to me, so that was nice. I got clumps in my embossing powder. You know those little pouches, silicone pouches you get when you buy jewelry or shoes, or what, if you put that in your embossing powder, it will help with the clumps. I need to find one of those. Now, I see this has a little bit of extra embossing powder that we don't need here. And so we'll just take our brush, and since we're going to cut this out, it probably would be okay, but we'll just get it off there just in case. Okay, so now we're going to use the heat gun and heat this up. I'm sorry you'll have to hear that noise for a minute or two. Hopefully it won't be too bad. I like to heat from the back first. It gives you a shinier, embossed look. And we can see if you can watch it change colors. Do you see it changing? It's getting a brighter white. Now I'll just finish it off on the front. Make sure all of it gets embossed. We'll double check that here. You can usually see if it doesn't get heated up well. You definitely could feel it, then you don't want that to happen. So now we're going to get out our watercolors, pencils. Now we have 2 sets of these. I just combined both sets in one box because I could. And for those of you that know me, my daughter-in-law loves pink, and her birthday's coming up soon. So we're going to go with some pink colors. Might add a little coral, but I don't know for sure. Probably not. Might need a little orange and yellow for the inside. We've given this time to cool down, I think. And we'll just get started here. So we're going to try to, of course you can't stay on those skinny little lines, but we're going to do the best we can, and we're going to stay, we're just going to color right on top of the embossed area. And this is very lightly picking up the pink. I think I was playing with this last night or the day before, I guess. Yeah, but we're going to go with Flirty Flamingo is just not dark enough, but Melon Mambo is. We're going to go with Melon Mambo. You see how it's picking up on the white? Now in a minute we're gonna work with some more of this. And I'm just going, just like when I use the blends, I'm kind of going in a circular motion. I think mainly because I can't get right on those lines. On the outside line at least. Isn't that pretty how it's picking that up? Let's see who's here. Sandy's here. Hi, Sandy. And Cindy's here. Thanks for joining us. I guess maybe I'd seen this before, but maybe I had forgotten about it. I don't know. But I love new techniques. It keeps everything interesting to try new things. Now, I think that when I was playing with it, we're going to try some rich raspberry here towards the center. You don't really think about that being pink, but when you mix it here with the melon mambo, it really just kind of darkens the melon mambo. I think it's pulling that color out nicely. So this would be something that you might want to practice with. So the card I used yesterday was like Bermuda Bay and Pool Party. So we'll compare those colors. And we want it lighter on the outside edge. I think this is pretty good for the dark center part. I don't know if we'll put any red in there or not. Let's see, just a little bit. It does kind of pop. Now we need some green. And I think we'll use Old Olive and Granny Apple. Oh, guess we better do this one for the inside too. So this is going to go on the inside of our card. So if you watched the funeral today, what was your favorite part? Or was there, I loved seeing the corgis. I just thought how sweet that was that they were there. And I loved the music. It was very nicely done. So now we have to look forward to the coronation. I don't know when that is. I need to maybe put that on my calendar. I think it's a couple weeks away. We here in the States don't understand this, but we still enjoy it. Keeping up with it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do our insides with yellow and orange. Oh, hi, Treasure. It's good to see you here today. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for your order last week. I hope you've gotten it and started playing with everything. The music was great, wasn't it, Claudia? I love the bagpiper and all of that. All right. Leaves. I don't know what color we'll color these little things that look like weeds. Maybe a blue. Blue goes well with pink. I think purple would be too close to the same color. What do you guys think? You could tell me what color. Hi, Diana. It's good to see you here today. I think we can do these leaves. I'm trying to color fast here, but it's all right. You don't need to be super speedy. This would be something you could heat emboss a bunch of these ahead of time and do them later when you want to sit down and maybe listen to a story or watch TV. I listen to books on tape a lot. This would be good busy work. All right, what did we decide? Blue? Oh, you think I should leave them white? They do look like baby's breath. I could. We'll go with that. All right, so now we've colored this. I don't know if you can see. It kind of leaves a little residue on the black cardstock. So the way I'm going to deal with that is take just a tissue and kind of buff it off just to get any of that too much pencil look. You just barely get any color there. It smooths it out a little bit. You could use if you keep a washcloth at your craft table, that would work. It just kind of smooths out the crayon-y look. Isn't that pretty? How it just, you know those, is it Scandinavian art where they do the colored painting on black? It's like toll work. Similar to that, but not quite. So now we'll take our dies and do some die cutting. And we'll be ready to put our card together. Now this one doesn't have its own special die. It has this. So we're going to save it for last because it's just going to cut out this, and I don't want it to cut out my leaf. Now if I had planned better where I was stamping, I could do them all at the same time. We'll run these through the cut and emboss machine. Just give me a second here. I'm all lined up nice and straight. Now, have we picked up a little spammer here? I'll take care of that after this video's over. Hopefully, at least it's not something nasty. I don't know why people have to do that kind of foolishness. So now we'll run this through here. Just this one. Now see, if you, these can be cut here, and then, I don't know. I know if you cut all of this and then layer the other images on it, I think that's what this does. So, not real positive. Since it's new to me, I've only used this once or twice. I haven't used all of it. All the pieces. There we go. So now we have this one. So for those of you that are going to go to World Card Making Day, this is one of the stamp sets that Stampin' Up! Is going to use, and I'm going to use it on my World Card Making Day class also. So it might be one that we can convince you to get. Now, you know, I told you that my daughter-in-law loves pink. So I pulled out polished pink from just the DSP colors, and we're gonna same measurements, and I will post these measurements. I've got them typed up for you already. So after the video's over, we will do that. And this is just a piece of green DSP. It's from the Awash with Beauty, I think. Let's see if I can take care of this. No, I can't. There we go. I just hope that worked. You'll have to let me know. So then this is layered here with a piece of the paper from one of the color packs. And I just went with the pretty simple stripe there. And we're going to layer that. So this is nice and bright, isn't it? Not very subtle at all. You get that polished pink though, it's pretty. It's pretty bright, and it needs something to hold it, keep the brightness going. Now I've pulled this polished pink ribbon, and we're just going to make a little loopy piece there, and we'll put that on with some glue dots. Right about here should take care of it. And another one underneath. It's kind of sticking through that center part because it's sheer, but we want it to be on there nice and tight. I was thinking about adding some twine, but I'm not sure if I will. Well, might be too much. We'll see. I don't think I will. So we'll just put that to the side. And now we've got our colored image. We're going to put that on with dimensionals. And that'll also help hold down the ribbon. So, I had been taking some classes myself this past week about, business stuff and all of that. And it made me kind of think about why we do this. And I think for me, it's because I love sharing and I love mailing my cards. So why do you do stamping? What motivates you to, and it's stress release too. So I have a happy birthday. We're gonna put that there. And we'll die cut that. So is there a reason? What started you with stamping and why have you continued with it? I guess that's kind of it. So we're going to cut some leaves out while we're cutting this sentiment. So we have this little leaf die. And I just pulled a sentiment. I think this is from the succulents, if I remember right. And we'll die cut that. And we'll die cut a leaf at the same time. We might even get 2 leaves at the same time. No, just one. We'll be through in just a jiffy. Here's our sentiment. And we've got one more leaf to go. Now for these leaves, you could use your favorite color, and I could have used the Granny Apple Green, but I think the old olive just kind of gives it a little depth there that we kind of need. One of those little bitty pieces here. You got tired of running out of cards. That's great. 26 years, Diana. That's wonderful. And it does fulfill my creative side. You're right, Anne. I'm not really good at painting or anything like that, but I can handle stamping. And, oh yeah, every time you use a stamp set, it's different, isn't it, Claudia? Definitely. All right, so we need to slide these under our little rows. Now, I don't think my daughter-in-law watches my page, but don't tell her this is her card. If she does, it'll be her fault for sneaking in and watching it. I think she's probably got other things to do than pay attention to my page. 26 years is a long time, but that's great. 13 for me, so. Oops. Don't want to do that. We want, pull that off. Wasn't paying attention. We're going to put Tombow on this end so that it'll be level that way. Grabbed that in a hurry, didn't we? Now we need an inside. So there's another sentiment that says best wishes. We'll just stamp that on the inside. Wonder where our little leaf went that we die cut. I hope I can find it here. Did you see where I put it? There it is. I guess I was looking for a piece of white. I don't know. White paper. We stamp on white so often, I don't really stamp on black very often. I think she's lucky to have me as a mother-in-law, Anne. Just saying. But she will be glad to get a card. Especially if it's pink. I love to have my images go off the edge of the paper. I think that adds a nice touch. So we'll let that leaf, it won't go outside the card, but it'll just go off the white part. And this one also, just a little bit. Now we need to add some bling. And lately I've just been addicted to the iridescent rhinestones. I like the way they pick up whatever color they're on. So if they're on a blue card, they pick up the blue. Or pink, they'll pick up the pink. And okay, there's our card. And I think it's very pretty. I'm glad we left that white. Now here's my first card, which is more subtle colors. This is for the, and then I'm thinking my next one I'm going to do it, the vertical layout and use, is this Fresh Freesia? I think that would look pretty. So I will post that when I get finished. And we'll compare the differences. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed these cards. A little bit different. Each one's a little different. As Claudia said, the measurements are a little different too, depending on how you want it to look. If you don't get my newsletter, I would appreciate you going to my campsite link and subscribing to my newsletter, or subscribing to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate you, and as a customer and as a viewer. So we'll see you next time. Bye.